Hello and welcome to a video with me, Winner and Trades, where I'm now doing the timeline video for my series of the Golden Horde on the Golden Bull scenario on the Bloody Europe 2 mod for Age of History 2. So, yeah, playing as the Golden Horde, of course, over here. And I have all these as vassals, including the Blue Horde and a few down here as well, of course. But, yeah, I'm just going to get this thing started immediately, considering this is going to take a while to do, because how long the darn thing is. So, start off, basically have no happiness in the country at all, so have to deal with all that, which ends up leading to a civil war actually happening there that I have to fight, which I can't actually get all my lands back from, because stupid crap game mechanics and everything. But yeah, as you can kind of see here, I'm starting to annex vassals before they try and get independence from me and everything over here. So, let's see. Anything else going on while I do all that? Nice, slowly builds up. That country, those two fight a war there, okay. Really not much happening at the moment. Okay, Hungary just took over Poland. Castile is growing over here and just took over Aragon, I think. Sweden going in, taking over Novgorod. Okay. I think that was one of my vassals that refused to accept an ultimatum, or it's just one of the few countries over here that wasn't one of my vassals. Had to fight a war with Blue Horde there to, guess they wouldn't accept the ultimatum to be annexed. So the only vassals I actually have left are these two over here. In which at this point I'm kind of just actually expanding finally after dealing with all my vassals mostly. So I've already gone all the way up there and I will start working more on taking over this area. There we go. Trying to take over as much of that as possible there. Let's see. England's already moving in over there into France. And there we go. Moving in there very quickly. And then I kind of just start cleaning up the rest of this over here before moving on and taking the rest of that stuff. Brandenburg and Hungary at war. Okay, there we go. Now I've actually started working on doing that. Good. And there we go. War with them, and then finish off that little other country that they had as an ally. And then I should soon be dealing with others over here very quickly. Hungary just dealt with Lithuania, so I'm pretty sure Lithuania is now currently Hungary's vassal. Okay, there we go, got that. The rest of it should fall very quickly. Yeah, there we go. Hungary moving further over here into Germany. England's over here, apparently. The Iberian Peninsula, taking that from Castile, I guess. Also, France took some of that too. Okay. Well, I think it's going to be a bit before actually starting World wars, I think, at this point, but the next one is going to be with this country here, moving down and taking that stuff. Let's see, France, fighting Castile there. Okay. Hungary's growing even larger. And it's bouncing now towards Poland again. And Lithuania. Hungary's just at war with a lot of countries. Okay. Okay, here we go. Started that war. It started colonizing some of this stuff over here. Here we go. Got all of that. And at this point, I kind of ended up running into a problem where I wasn't really gaining diplomacy points, so everything started taking absolutely forever for me to do. And at the time, I was trying to figure out a way to get around that problem, which I eventually ended up finding a way to do it, which was just go to war with a country and never actually finish them off. Just let them keep at least one province at least. And be able to start continue getting diplomacy points. But it took a while before I actually figured that out. Also, went to war with Moldova at this point. And yeah, I got all that stuff, and that's all that stuff to Moldova there, but it takes me a bit before I actually get there. Considering one failed attack. I land there, cannot advance because of a bug, I think, and then another time, and I immediately wipe them out. And I don't finish off that, actually get a peace deal there for a bit because of the whole diplomacy point thing I was having problems with. But yeah, at this point, it's kind of clear what my next target is going to be, which is Hungary, who is getting even stronger. Guys, thinks they're all the way over here in the Netherlands at this point. Basically stretching across the entirety of the Balkans. Oh yeah, this thing. And creating this vassal for now the Great Horde. I actually forgot to unselect that lands from when they end up having that as the Civil War. So this kind of a second Civil War is slightly. Once I actually realized what happened here, considering it took me a while to actually realize that. But yeah, got that dealt with. And cleaning up the rest of the lands that was around there still. So at this point, well, I think I'm not sure. Do I go after Hungary next or what? Actually, wait. Yeah, I think at this point I'm running into that bug. That makes it impossible for me to actually go to war. So yeah, at this point, yeah, definitely. At this point I have gotten to the point where I literally cannot go to war with a single country. So from this point on, I literally do not fight any wars at all. Everything that's currently going on with Hungary is because I'm tossing tons of money into funding rebellions in Hungary. So yeah. That's exactly what I'm doing there. Tons of rebellions all over the place. Hungary's falling apart. And continue doing it all these countries here until they get to the point where they're actually weak enough where I can just send an ultimatum to demand all their provinces and they will accept. Considering that was the only way for me to actually continue growing at this point. Without creating a vassal to do the fighting for me, that at the very least. Looks like England is fighting the Kingdom of Wittenberg. Okay. So this is kind of when England starts getting stronger, I guess. Okay, there we go. Good. Started taking over a bunch of those countries. Nice. And got a little bit of land over here. Got the entirety of Sicily. And a bit of the southern Italy there. Okay. Well, at this point on, kind of just very slow progress. Here I kind of have both of them go towards each other there, considering I want to deal with Bohemia, because they're a bit too strong for me still. Now it's another rebellion I funded, I think. There we go, dealt with that. Cleaning the rest of this up, taking over Lithuania. And immediately taking over the rest of that stuff over there as well. And this here was me creating a vassal, trying to deal with all that over there, but I didn't actually need to do that, because I was able to actually take it with trade deals and stuff, because the AI was actually willing to accept them for some reason. But yeah, ultimatums and trade deals, how I got all that stuff that was up there that other countries had colonized. But yeah, still gotta deal with all this here still. And this is how I do it. Create a giant vassal to go in and take it all over themselves. Yeah. There we go. Now I have that country as a vassal. I have all that under my direct control as well. For some reason, it took them a while to actually finish this country off. For some reason. But they eventually did it. Actually, no. That's why. It was because it was still them. Yeah. It was hungry. We had all that land over there still. Okay. So, at this point, yeah, annex that one, and then I'm going to annex my vassal. It's here. Okay, France actually has a good chunk of land over here again. Nice to see, I guess. Though England also has more, and I'm pretty sure around this time is when England ended up getting both the Kingdom of Wittenberg and Bamberg as a vassal. So yeah, at this point England is pretty strong at this point. Also create another vassal over here to finish off what's left of Hungary basically. There we go, got all of that done. So, I think you kind of tell what my next target is going to be. Sweden. Going up here and taking all Scandinavia and everything. And Sweden at this point has Norway as a vassal, and I think that's pretty much it. So once I basically got all the province ability for everything over here that I took done, I ended up taking over these other smaller countries before trying to deal with Poland, which, yeah, you'll see. Okay, here we go. Create a vassal there to try and deal with Poland. And yeah. Reason why they didn't lose as quickly and kind of got down to a stalemate was because of all the troops I had around there, preventing Poland from expanding more. But they eventually ended up winning, so at this point I have Sweden try and deal with them for me, considering at this point they are now Poland's vassal. So go and try and deal with all that. All of them are now Sweden's vassals. Right there. And after a bit of work, I basically managed to get them back as my vassal, I think. Not exactly sure, but I definitely know I do actually get Norway as a vassal because I sent an ultimatum to Sweden demanding them to let Norway go, basically, and I immediately sent an ultimatum to Norway afterwards demanding them to be my vassal. So, yeah, creating another vassal over here myself to actually do the fighting in this war for me, and I'm just going to point this out. This vassal here is actually stronger than Icar's was at the time. Just saying that. But yeah, got them all at war with Sweden at this point, considering they're all my vassals, and very soon, yeah, very quickly, all under my control. So at this point, it takes a while for me to deal with all that provinceability, of course, considering I literally had to do everything that I just got over there in Scandinavia, plus everything I got back from my vassal there. Considering I also gotta do all that. But yeah, eventually once I get that done, and the point that will be clear is when I take over Finland right there. That's the very little that's left of Finland. France is at war with the Kingdom of Wittenberg. Okay. So that's when they're becoming their vassal. Yeah. Seriously wish they never actually became their vassal there. Considering that would have made things a lot easier for me over here, I think. Oh well. Okay. Apparently, Branson declaring independence fought another war with the Kingdom of Wittenberg and actually got some of their lands back before some of it rebelled. Okay. Oh, now they took over what's left of Finland, so I guess that worked out perfectly for me there. Finishing up some of the smaller countries around there, and soon I'll be going up to the rest of these, I think. Yeah, there we go. Took that one over. Took that country over there. So now the Kingdom of Wittenberg is split into two. And I can't actually fight them, of course, and I didn't want to create a vassal to deal with that, considering how strong they were. I just did not want to create another very large vassal to fight a war. So I tried to do the same thing I did with Hungary, and just kept doing tons of rebellions, but as you kind of see, they don't really work very well, considering you just got these single provinces popping up, the rebellions. But yeah, went over here into Africa because that's not really working out. So go through there, take all that. Got half of Italy, considering it's basically split between me and France at this point, all over the place. Borders look horrible. Which will be clear later, considering I eventually do create a vassal to deal with Kingdom of Wittenberg there. But yeah, that's gonna be a bit later. Got Scotland under my control there. That there was more or less me trying to get stuff to happen there. Taking advantage of France declaring independence again, trying to get another country involved. And of course that failed. So at this point I kind of just go back to trying to fund rebellions, I think. Yeah. Now I can easily see all the horrible borders in Italy. Which I got them taking over that country. Timing it perfectly, so to line up with France declaring independence for who knows how many times they've done it now. But yeah, very quickly go through and start taking all over all the smaller countries around there. And then I kind of just stop for a bit, try and deal with province builds and everything before I actually finish things off. Which I will of course take over France over here. Getting everything they have in Italy there, and all of that, of course. Which will basically just leave England and Morocco, pretty much. And yeah, just saying, not even halfway through this timeline yet. Yeah. All because I couldn't go to war. Because of a fucking bug. So I will probably speed up a lot of this towards the end. Just saying that, considering I probably have already sped up portions of this video at this point. Just to make it a bit longer, considering if I didn't, the darn thing would be over 50 minutes if I didn't actually really edit things like I normally do for these timeline videos. But yeah, this is probably going to be the first timeline video I actually have to really edit. Considering these tend to be short, but this one's not going to be for short, considering I've already been going for 25 minutes. So yeah, only halfway basically, kind of. But yeah, got France under control, taking over some of the smaller countries over here now. Cleaning up a lot of that. Dealt with Morocco, got Morocco as a vassal, which allowed Portugal to be free, basically. Annexed them all there. Soon going to be taking over Portugal and their ally up there. Alright, come on. There we go. Got all that under my control, and all that's actually left now is England, Castile, and these other small countries. And that is it. And this thing goes over its 12,000 turns. This could have been so much quicker if I was able to go to war. But I couldn't because of that fucking bug. But at this point, I'm probably just not going to really talk that much. Considering I kinda need to edit this down to more watchable time, I guess. Okay. Started taking over some of the smaller countries at this point, considering I actually think I did take over all the rest of the small countries. So it's basically just a one that's inside England and then Castile and England itself themselves. Okay. So at this point it's basically just 4 countries left, I think. And there we go. Created a vassal to try and fight England. And yeah, you should probably be able to tell how this is going to go. Now, only if my vassal decided to actually do something over here in England itself. Considering this is where all England's entire population is. As I found out later when I was dealing with stuff. But yeah, they lost, and now they're a vassal of England. So yeah, I lost all of that because of that single war. Because the AI was completely incompetent and couldn't fight the fucking wars. But yeah, I don't think they end up staying their vassal for long and eventually get to independence pretty quickly. But I do start funding tons of rebellions over there to try and get my land back. So yeah, at this point it's just continue funding rebellions until I basically have everything back, I guess. Okay, so here's the next checkpoint, I guess, where I'll actually talk. Considering, yeah, I finally got my vassal back. And took all that land back got all that land back under my control, with an exception to the stuff that ended up going to Castile for some reason. But yeah, got all that stuff back under control, and at this point I kind of have to figure out what to do from this point on, which I think I kind of started funding rebellions in England. And eventually also took over Castile, taking their land. Okay, so yeah, at this point it's just rebellions. Continue funding rebellions in England, considering they're all that's left. With an exception, that's one small country there that I don't touch for a while. Because they're completely inside of England. Okay, so here's my little next checkpoint. I created a bunch of different vassals in smaller areas in hopes that each vassal would kind of work on a single area that I wanted them to work on. Like the one in Ireland would deal with Ireland, the one in Scotland would go into England, and these would kind of do their things. But yeah, they failed. This one very quickly declaring independence, and it was the one that was most successful, for fuck's sakes. So yeah, lost all that, basically. So at this point, I lost all those vassals once again. So I have to go through and do even more rebellions. And what you kind of see is kind of working out already. Kind of. Slowly getting a bunch of land back. Even getting some more lands that I didn't even have before. But yeah, this game continues on until I basically stopped. Because I couldn't actually continue anymore because of bugs, making it impossible to actually continue. Because I couldn't go to war and couldn't send ultimatums. Which kind of makes it hard to take over countries. Just saying. Okay, so yeah, that's basically the end of this now. Considering I literally can't do anything else from this point on. So, yeah, that's the end basically. Managed to somehow get all France, Ireland, and everything over there under my control, with an exception that's one province right there basically, but that's because there's 100,000 troops there. So yeah, this thing continued on doing nothing at all for a while. So yeah. This is everything that I was not able to get. And this is kind of the reason why I can't really do anything, I think. My vassals couldn't do anything. As they just had such a large population that they had a massive fucking army. For how large of a country they are. So they're really not were never so large. I think they would have that many troops, considering I rarely ever see the AI with this many troops. I'm pretty sure that's basically due to this massive population they have. The high population density and everything over here. Along with the economy that they had before they ended up losing everything. But yeah, at this point I literally can't do anything at all, considering I cannot go to war and cannot send ultimatums at all. So yeah, literally nothing I can do at this point. So yeah, there is basically the whole timeline done. I am definitely not continuing playing this mod on this version of it unless it's been fixed now already, which I honestly don't know if it has, considering this starring tank is just way too buggy for me to continue playing on this version of this Bloody Europe 2 mod. So, yeah, that's the end of this video. We hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.